Today, I'm transforming Dollar Tree wood rounds into elegant high-end spring decor. Watch me turn budget-friendly pieces into stunning designer spring looks. Hi, I'm Loli. Let's create something beautiful and find a little joy along the way. This one is so quick and easy, and it is so cute. We're going to use one of these wood rounds and one of these candle holders from the Dollar Tree. We're going to remove the tag off of both of them. Then I use a combination of this UHU glue and some hot glue. This is kind of equivalent to the E6000, but I think it takes a little bit less time to dry. And for the hot glue, I'm using just a tiny little bead in different sections here, just so everything is held in place while the other glue sets. And I'm going to make sure that candle holder is completely centered on here, and I'm going to press it down and let it dry. Now we are going to take some of this floral moss from Dollar Tree. This is Spanish moss from Dollar Tree, and I always get a stick in mine. Do you guys always get a stick in yours? Anyway, focus low. I took a piece there, and as you see, I'm just turning it into a disc. I'm trying to create a little bird's nest, and I'm using this reed form that I got from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance, 90% off for Christmas, and I'm going to just put it over there so it helps me form this a bit better. And then I'm going to take more of the Spanish moss, and I'm going to add hot glue to the side of the reed form, and then add the Spanish moss right next to there until I go all the way around and the entire reed form is completely covered. And as you see here, I continue to form it until I have the shape that I like. And then I'm going to take just my scissors and trim it off a little bit. And I placed it right on top of the wood round. And what's a nest without a bird? I took this bird that I got from Dollar Tree, and we're going to position it right here. And we're going to take some of these eggs that I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance as well. And I'm using 3 of them. I'm trying to go with different colors, but I ended up using one green one right here, one brown one on the other side. And it seemed like the other side had more space. So I ended up adding another egg right behind, actually right in front of this one right here. Then I thought, it looks cute, but let's add a little bit of greenery. So I decided to use this pick that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use this green sections here, and I'm going to cut them into individual pieces and place them in different sections of the moss. My friend, if you're enjoying this content so far, don't forget to hit that like button and head on over to the comment section and let me know where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. And while you're there, share, because sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. All right, once I had some here in the bottom and I knew exactly where I wanted, I'm going to add some hot glue right there to the stem and then just stick it exactly where I want, right in between the moss. And I added one right here. I wanted to make sure that it looked natural. So I added one there. And then I decided, let's add one right here in between the 2 eggs. So I added one as well in there. And then the last one, I cut it down and stuck it in the side of the bird. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. For this one, I'll be using one of these wood rounds from the Dollar Tree. I'll be removing the hanger and then taking some antique wax and a wet wipe to spread the antique wax all along this piece. I give it a few minutes to dry, and then we're going to take some of these terracotta planters from the Dollar Tree, and this come in a pack of 3, and I'm going to glue them onto the wood round using some Tide Bond Quick and Take. I just use a small amount right here at the top and at the bottom, because this will be the only 2 areas in which the terracotta pot will be touching the wood round. And I did the same thing on the other side with one. And for the third one, I'm going to add it in the bottom in between the other 2. This is going to go on my front door, and I'm probably going to keep it out there for the entire summer, so I do not want to use any hot glue. Then I took hot glue for the moss here instead, not for the heavy stuff. And we are going to attach three different kinds of moss on here. I'm using reindeer moss, floral moss of two kinds. I have the floral moss that is completely dark green, and then I have this other mixture that has like some brown and some green in it. I want this to have a lot of texture and a lot of variety of colors as well. So this is why I decided to do this. And if you see, I just kept going all the way around, spreading them in different places in a very random way. Then I'm repositioning my jute cord that was attached to it, but I'm going to feed it through the back. I added a little bit of hot glue to the end of the cord so I will able to feed easily. And then I'm doing a double knot here at the end of that jute cord. So that way it will not go through the hole and I will have a nice thick knot there at the end to keep this in place. Then I added a little bit of hot glue at the bottom of that knot and press it down in place. And I did the same thing with the other side and then cut off the excess twine from the top. And to cover it up, I just added some hot glue on top of the knot and added some more of my moss over that so it looked like there was nothing there. Now comes the messiest of all the parts. We're gonna go ahead and shake this and remove any excess moss that we have all over it. And then we clean up our space and took some of this blue greenery that I got from Dollar Tree. And I just took individual pieces and removed them from the stems and positioned them right there in my pot. And I did that with all the pots. Then I took some of this eucalyptus also from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take individual pieces. I took about 3 of them, and I think 4 actually, and stuck them in there. And I did that with all the pots as well. And then I decided to add some pink ones as well. Then I created these tiny little bowls using some Dollar Tree ribbon, and we're going to position them right here in the top rim of each one of our planter pots. And that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. My friend to this video is part of the Wood Round or Wreath Wednesday. This is a collaboration that my friend Aurea from the Hour with Aurea and myself put on the 4th Wednesday of every month, in which we show you different ideas on how you can use wood round and wreath forms to create beautiful home decor. Make sure to click on the link on the description box below to enjoy this playlist and show everyone some love. For this one, I'll be using this wood round that I got from Dollar Tree. I've been holding this one for a while and I was not sure exactly what to do with it. So I can't wait to show you what I made. We are going to start by removing that hanger from it, and we're going to be using some of this berry tan glaze from Dollar Tree and some of the resin pigment solution from Dollar Tree as well. You're going to start with the glaze. It comes in a 2-part. So we're going to do a part A and a part B. I'm using just disposable cups here, but they have little ridges in which I will be using for my measurements. So you have to mix equal parts of each bottle. So I'm adding an amount right here. I'm going to like the 3rd rivet up on each one of the cups. Then I'm going to add the clear one onto the blue, and I'm going to stir it. If you keep it at the color as it says it's turquoise, but when you use it and you spread it and it dries, it remains that dark blue. It's not really turquoise like the box shows you. So to offset that a little bit, because I do want to go for that turquoise color, I'm going to use the pigment solution from Dollar Tree. This is my first time using it, and I think I liked it. You're gonna go ahead and punch a hole on it, and I got it all over my fingers because I have mishaps in every DIY. But that's fine. I didn't know exactly how much I needed to use, so I started with 2 little drops there, and I started to see if there was any color changing because I wasn't sure how strong the pigment was. So I started slow, and then as I felt more confident with it, I kept adding more. I ended up adding about 20 drops to this, and I ended up with a you know when you go to like Jamaica and you have that beautiful green turquoise water, that's what I ended up with. And I mixed another set, but I'm going to mix it with less yellow so I have more of a blue finish. Then I took syringes that I got from Dollar Tree. I got in a pack of 4, and it is from the Halloween section. So I thought this is perfect for when you're trying to do something precise. I usually use it for like paint, to remove paint from a big container into a smaller one. So I figure it will be an easy way for me to add the resin to all of these holes without having so much of a big mess. Unfortunately, here I waited for the resin, let it sit for a little bit too long. So the resin there was a little bit thicker. If you were to do it when the resin was still nice and runny, this will be a lot easier. I had to go and spread it around a little bit. And then if you see I had a little bit of runs there also, that's because it was kind of gummy and sticky. Then I took the other one that's more of a green, not a green, more like a blue finish. And I'm going to put it in all these little channels around the other two until I had the entire piece covered. There you can barely see the color difference. I'm sorry about that, but I promise you it's a little bit lighter. Then I use my heat gun to remove any bubbles from the surface and then put it to the side. Next, I took one of these wood rounds from the Dollar Tree. I removed the hanger from it. We're going to put it to the side. And I took some antique wax from Waverly and I'm going to dilute it with some water. I want this to be a very light stain for this piece. And I spread it all around the entire wood round until it was fully covered and I was happy with the shade. Look how gorgeous this wood grain is. I love it. Then I took this beaded wreath from Dollar Tree and I'm going to dilute the same solution even more and go ahead and wash all of the bead with that until it's completely covered. Look how beautiful that looks. I love the different tones. Now we're going to make sure that it's fully round and we're going to position it right there. And to attach it, I'll be using some Tide Bond Quick and Thick. I added all around the back section of the beads and I turned it over, being very careful that the beads did not move around, and then I positioned it exactly where I wanted it. Then I took another wood round and put it over it and clamped it down using some of the pink clamps from the Dollar Tree. Next day, I'm going to remove all my clamps from there to reveal a nicely adhered beaded wreath. And that resin piece is going to be right here at this center. But before I adhered that, I wanted to make sure that I added a hanger to this. I used these wood beads that I got from a local thrift shop and it was the perfect combination to go with this. I just added a little bit of hot glue to the end of the jute cord and threaded it to the front and then just created a knot at the front. Friends, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, hit the notification bell so it notifies you each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, so I repeated the same thing with the other side and then cut off the excess twine. Then I added a combination of Tide Bond Quick and Thick and hot glue to the center of the beaded wood round and position the smaller resin wood round on top of it. And that is it for this one. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this project. I absolutely love it. It reminds me of emeralds. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, here are a couple more videos you are sure to enjoy. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're amazing. Bye.